Greetings everyone. For lack of a better option, I will be using my cell phone camera for this, as my other camera is currently charging. This is St. Alexander, and I will be walking you through a tutorial on how to make the Sith Acolyte cosplay mask or helmet. As you can see, I have my materials in front of me. This is Paper Mache mix, a mixture of just water and flour. I'm not quite done with it yet. Obviously all-purpose flour, measuring cup. It's a 2-to-1 ratio to make paper mache. And this thing, it's just a strainer to help filter out all the chunkies in the flour. It's really helpful. I use a fork to stir it up and mix it. And then you got your, shredded pieces of, today's bad corrupted news. And then your mold. I took Darth Vader's helmet, covered it with saran wrap because you don't want to mess up the actual model itself, plus it helps to pull it off later. This will be my third construction of this helm. My first attempt was this same method, and I couldn't quite get it to work right. The paper mache came out too lumpy. Since then I have used different methods. This has turned out to be the best method, is a 2-to-1 ratio, filtering it through the strainer slowly and then mixing it in with the fork. Afterwards, use a glue. You can use either Elmer's glue, the white glue, or you can use wood glue by Elmer's. I prefer wood glue. It hardens, and it hardens a lot harder and is a lot more stable. As you can see, I have various other cosplay armors and attempts sitting behind my workstation. This right here was my second attempt at the helmet. It's made out of a camping pad, half-inch camping pad that you can purchase for about $7 at your local corrupt supermarket. Not supermarket, superstore in the camping section. And as you can see, it looks pretty decent. I was never quite happy with it because I think that the front of the helm right here looks too much like a brain. It's just too bulbousy. Other than that, it came out pretty decent, but my second attempt with the paper mache and fiberglass has turned out a lot better. Here's some other attempts. My bracers, which have recently been changed, these are the old ones, as well as the foam chest piece that I was working on, but that'll be another tutorial later on. So for now, what you do is you just continue to mix your paper mache. You're going to have to stir it constantly because it will eventually settle just like sediment, and it will need to be stirred again. So just constantly stir the stuff. And then when you're ready to use it, it should be the consistency of a paste or a pea soup, but without any lumps in it. So this stuff obviously needs some more. So this is going to be a little difficult for me to do with one hand, but we'll get the gist of it. So take your strainer, put your powder in it, and for this it's going to go a little bit on the table. That's why I have newspaper down. So basically, shake a little in and stir it up. You keep doing this until you get the consistency you want. You do not want it overly thick, but you don't want it to be runny. You want it to be able to cling to the fork a little bit and just kind of, slough off really quickly. You don't want it to stay on there too much. You want it to be thin enough to where you can coat the whole newspaper, but not thick enough to where it leaves lumps and whatnot on your mold. So continue on as soon as I get this done. Super fast forward.